This video will be a guide to MEW. There's a lot of things going on with MEW that you might not know. I will go over every single tip and trick I have, explain all the moves, go over head items, builds, and we also look over some gameplay. MEW is currently still one of the best attackers in the game. It can go either to top path, bot path, also central area as well, but you will mostly see it go towards the top and bottom path. It has a lot of flexibility, it does a lot of burst damage, it can poke, it can also stun your opponents, and it's very safe, which is very important, and it just deals incredible amounts of damage. For head items, this is the current standard right here. We have triple glasses. If you don't like to stack, you can also just replace it with a shell bell. Totally fine as well. Cooldown reduction is great on MEW. So these one I would always take, wise in choice, and there's either special attack specs or shell bell. For metal item, you can either go eject button, X speed, or full heal. I like eject button or full heal the most. Full heal was just because of, Sableye or Shifu being around. Can also be very, very good. Otherwise, eject button, X speed, totally good choices. And for emblems, we just go for a very classic, just 7 black, 6 green emblem page. We use a very unique Pokemon. As you can see, you have 3 moves to start from at the start. We have Electro Ball, Soul Beam, and Surf. And throughout the game, you can actually reset your abilities and choose them again, starting at level 5. Let's first talk about Mew's passive though. Every time you use a move, you gain move speed. Right here, you can see I get much faster every time I use my move. And it also gives move speed to allies, so very, very good. Then on level 3, we pick up either Coaching, Light Screen, or Agility. More like utility things that we get as well. Those don't do damage, but they will also help us increase damage. So let's say we go for Coaching right now, we have no 2 abilities, and then after level 5, if we reach level 5, we can press this button right here, you can see move reset. We press L on our joystick, or if you're on touchscreen, there's going to be also a button spawn you can press. We press it, and we can change our abilities again. We choose them by using our D-pad. On touchscreen again, or phone, we use our touchscreen of course, and we can change our abilities to something completely else. Let's start with Electro Ball. Electro Ball is similar to Pikachu. It's just damage you do point and click. It will travel to the opponents, it will slow them for 40%, and will also deal missing HP damage. So if someone is very low, it will do more damage, and it's very good for last hitting. Our next one is Solar Beam. If you press right here, Solar Beam. It's similar to Venusaur Solar Beam. It will do just damage in 3 ticks as well. So you can see there's 3 damage numbers. It will not be instantly 1 burst. Instead, it will be 3 ticks hitting our opponents. And then for the last one, we have Surf. Similar to Blastoise Surf, we push someone into direction, and we also gain a shield. And we stun them, of course, for this entire duration they are pushed. Then for the other 3 moves, we have first Coaching. Coaching is used for allies. We don't really use it all too often. It gives our allies attack speed. I can't show it in the training mode, sadly. We can jump to an ally. This can only be used on allies. And we can keep jumping in between our allies. Just can't use on the second, or we can't jump on the same person too often. Otherwise, Coaching goes on a longer cooldown. And every time we jump onto one of our allies, it also reduces our cooldown of Electro Ball and Surf and Solar Beam by 1 second. And Coaching will also grant them a shield, so it can be used. Most people just go for Agility instead, because Agility is just a bit safer, you don't need allies around. But if let's say you take down a Reggie, or you want to go for Rayquaza, using it can be quite nice to just, get those objectives done a bit faster. Next up we have Light Screen, which is a very interesting ability. It is very, very strong as well. It pushes our opponents away from us. So right here, it spawns a Light Screen, and if someone is close to us, they get pushed and stunned away. It puts up this light screen, and if you use our abilities through it, they will deal increased damage and have more AoE. So Solar Beam, Electro Ball, and Surf will all be at a greater effect. And if obviously we can still just throw it out, it passes through, and it does increased damage for Electro Ball, Surf, and Solar Beam. It doesn't do increased damage for other moves of MEW, but they will talk about that later as well. And we can also use our light screen to go back onto us. So you can see there's like a timer spawning, and if we push it now, it goes back to MEW. And now any damage that travels actually through the shield, we take less damage from, and our abilities are also still empowered. So as an example right here, Electro Ball is still empowered, but if you go from this side, where Electro Ball, where Light Screen is not, it is not empowered. So also very important to know, it depends on where the Light Screen is, that the moves still have to travel through and be empowered, otherwise they're not empowered, as you can see. So I just want to show the difference with Surf as well. You can clearly see it. I'm just going to show with every ability fast. Surf, this is a normal Surf, and it's a Surf passing a Light Screen. So you can see it has a much greater effect. And for Solar Beam the same. This is a normal Solar Beam, and this is the way Solar Beam looks going through Light Screen. And then for our last move, we have Agility, which is just a dash in a direction, very straightforward. We have 2 charges of it that have cooldown on it, and we can also go across walls with it. It's very, very nice. And there's a lot of things we can combo as well with it. Obviously, I'm going to talk about combos after I explained all the moves. Because now we have to talk about Mew's boosted auto attack, which is very important, or Mew's auto attacks in general are very, very important for, playing with MEW. So first, Electro Ball. Let's say we use an ability, doesn't matter, Electro Ball or Agility, you can see there's a boost stack counter building up under our HP bar. So right now we are 2. If we do 1 mobility, we have 3, and now we have a boosted auto attack ready that's going to fly to our opponents. And this also has a very unique feature that it does more damage the further you are away. So as an example, right here, we are quite close. Now it does 1084. And if we go a bit further away, 1463. So you can see the damage is quite increased the further you're away from the distance. And if you build up your boost auto attack as well, those 2 stack counters will never disappear. So if you have 2 built up, which is very important for comboing later as well, they will not disappear. As soon as you get your boost auto attack ready though, you have to use it in the next 8 seconds, otherwise it will slowly deplete. Also, this can't pierce enemy Pokemon, so if you go for an enemy Pokemon, they will always get hit. It can pierce a wild Pokemon though, so as an example, if we target this dummy right here, it will go through the Baltoy and hit the enemy Pokemon. That's the way also of playing against Mew, that if you know you're dying to it, try to hide behind an ally, because it cannot pierce. So as an example, I target the Baltoy right here, target the Baltoy. Oh, that's the wrong one. Give me a second. We target one of the Baltoys, and you can see we only hit the enemy Pokemon and not go towards the wild Pokemon. Solar Beam and Surf give us increased boosted auto attack counter stacks. So every time we hit a Solar Beam, we get 2 stacks of our boost auto attacks. Right here you can see. Now we have 3, and if I use it right here, let's say I use it in this direction, we only get 1, and if I hit the dummy, we get 2. So also very important. Same for Surf. Surf is exactly the same as Solar Beam. Electro Ball only gives 1 stack. And also the light screen. Let's go towards the light screen. Every time we pull it back to ourselves, we also get a boost auto attack counter. So right here, we push it out, we get 1. We pull it back in, we get 2. So also very important to know for future combos. On level 8, we pick up the Unite move, which makes us invincible. Yes, it makes us invincible. It is very, very strong. You can obviously see the Mew also turns invisible and invincible, which means it can't get hit by any AoE damage whatsoever. You just press this button and we are invincible, and then after it explodes, after a certain amount of time, it also does a decent amount of damage to opponents. Another neat trick is you can actually recall in this. So you can go invincible, you can start recalling, and you will go back to base just safely in time in case you're ever in a very, very bad spot. So the cooldown of this Unite move can also be reduced by the move reset. So if you press move reset right now, bam, we get 5% back. And we also didn't talk about move reset has a 20-second cooldown. So this ability right here, the move reset has a 20-second cooldown on its own. But it can be reduced whenever you get a takedown, an assist, or score a goal. The cooldown of that gets reset, or like not reset, but I mean it does get reset, it does get reduced. And another very important thing with move reset is that your cooldowns are reset for the other moves pretty much. So as an example, we start a team fight. Let's say we start a team fight using Electro Ball and Light Screen, or Solar Beam and Light Screen. So we use Solar Beam, Light Screen, right? If we press our move reset right now, you will see Solar Beam is still on cooldown, but our other 2 moves are not. So we can go into Electro Ball, Agility, and instantly start dealing damage again. This is very, very important, because you don't want to make this mistake of, as an example, let's say we have Surf and Agility, we want to run away, right? And you're like escaping, you're using Surf, and then you're panicking, you press the button, and you go into a Surf again. Your Surf will still be on an 8-second cooldown. Before we talk about all the combos Mew has, there's still one more thing, which is the plus moves. We have Surf Plus, Solar Beam Plus, and Electro Ball Plus. Surf Plus gives us increased shield. Then we have Electro Ball Plus, which gives us a bigger slow, which is actually quite strong as well. You can see like they're very, very slow. It's 60% at plus. And then Solar Beam Plus is one of the best ones as well, which gives us cooldown reduction per enemy hit. Every enemy hit, we reduce our cooldown by 0.7 seconds. So let's see, we aim it right here at these Atarias, right, like this. Right, I have to obviously turn off my cooldowns. You can see it gets a much reduced cooldown. Also very important for late game. That is where a lot of Mew's damage comes from. On level 12, you get the other plus ones. Light Screen Plus makes our ball a bit bigger. You can see it's much, much bigger now. The ball. Also the one we pull to ourselves. Then we have Coaching Plus, which again I can't show off. It just reduces the cooldown of your moves even further. And it also, you can jump more between your allies. And then Surf Plus, this gives us a bigger... Oh no, not Surf Plus. Our last one is Agility Plus, which gives us more range. So now Agility is also much longer, and this is so hard to catch Mew in that game with, because it trivets so much distance. And also, Agility can also work during our boost auto attack, which is also very nice. So if we boost auto attack something, right, and then we Agility backwards, we will also do more damage with this. Alright, I really hope I didn't forget anything, because this Pokemon has so much going on. So let's talk about combos. The most one we use right now are Light Screen, Electro Ball, Light Screen, Solar Beam, Surf, Agility. Those are probably the main ones. Electro Ball is also very good, of course. You will start the game with Electro Ball and Light Screen most of the time. It has very good last hitting. We just do it like this, and we try to get lastest with this. We can also pull back and get another Electro Ball out in the same rotation. So as an example, Light Screen, Electro Ball, pull it back in, and then we have another boosted Electro Ball. This is a very, very good early game damage, and in general, just very good teamfight damage as well. That can't be missed compared to Solar Beam. Because Solar Beam is also obviously amazing. It also travels through the Light Screen, do a lot of damage, but it can miss, right? It can miss. What we don't want to do with Solar Beam is we can do Solar Beam first and then a Light Screen, and we still travel through it. I feel like it's a bit easier. I don't know if you have to necessarily do it, but I always do it like this. You can also do Light Screen first and then take your time to aim Solar Beam. Totally fine too. And then we have, of course, again, Agility Surf, which is a lot of mobility. You can see right here, we can just run around. And this is very good for either escaping, for chasing something as well, or, you know, just if you want to have some CC in teamfights. You can also start using your boost auto tech during Surf. So if you press it right now, you can already see it's gonna start flying. Coaching, again, we will not use all too often. Electro Ball G is also very good for chasing. So if you want to run someone down, you have a slow, you have continuously damage, and you also have a dash to chase down your target. Solar Beam, Light Screen is going to be your main damage tool. There's something else you can also do. You could also do Solar Beam Agility. As an example right here, and you can actually replace your Solar Beam. It's also quite funny. Of a combo, you can also do the same with the eject button if you want to. And you can, just put your Solar Beam into a different direction. And maybe, juke your opponents a tiny bit and they're like, what just happened? It's also a very, very good combo. Otherwise, for team fights, you can consider also Surf and Coaching. Depending on the team fights, because Surf has a high cooldown, Coaching reduces by a lot. Coaching Electro Ball is also fine. Coaching Solar Beam, I would just never recommend. That is for sure. It's also very important to pay attention to how many boosted auto take counters you have, because that allows you just to combo more things. As an example, you can always just run around and build up your boosted auto tech on white Pokemon, or even with Light Screen. So if we just do Light Screen, nothing is happening. We just do Light Screen randomly. Now we have 2 boosted auto tech stacks, and that's allow us to just combo for more multiple things. So as an example, if you have Light Screen Electro Ball, we have 2 stacks. We can do a Light Screen into a boosted auto tech, because now it's up, right? And then we do a Light Screen, or we do Light Screen, push it back, do an Electro Ball, and we're gonna have another Electro Ball that's also powered into another boost auto tech. So again, we just build up a boost auto tech with like 2 of these things. Oh, that's too much. Don't click it too often. Build up a boost auto tech. We do Light Screen, boost auto tech. Then we do Electro Ball, push our Light Screen back to us as well. And then we go have another Electro Ball with a boost auto tech. Same can be done for Solar Beam, even better, because Solar Beam gives us 1 entire more stack. So it's very, very strong in Solar Beam to have this up as well. So let's say we just randomly walk into team fight. Now we have 2 stacks, right? And then we can, very simple, we can push on the Light Screen, use our boosted auto tech, use a Solar Beam, and push our Light Screen back up, and we have another boost auto tech already ready. So this is very, very strong. I always try to walk into team fights having this up, or just knowing. So if I like walk to a fight, I just do a Light Screen very fast, something like this. And if I'm, walking towards the fight, my Light Screen will almost be back up already again. And then I can look for these combos. So again, we have 2 boost auto tech stacks, right? We do a Light Screen. We press A for boost auto tech. We push our Light Screen back to us, do the Solar Beam, and we have another boost auto tech ready. And this is insane amounts of burst. What people also like doing is for the Unite move, you can actually combine it kinda with all of your moves. So let's say you want to Unite move to maybe look to one-shot someone, right? So you have like a boost auto tech ready. You go into your Surf. Let me just get my cooldowns ready. You go into Unite move right here, and then you combine your boosted auto tech with a Surf, with the Explosion. I pressed the wrong button there. Doesn't really matter though. You combine all of those things together for an insane amount of burst. So again, Unite move. You can see when the timer's out, we press A for the boost auto tech into a Surf, and all explode at the same time, and it can literally almost one-shot any attacker. This is also a very strong combo if you want to like, one-shot one of the enemy attackers. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also use your boost auto tech already during Surf, so you don't have to wait until it's over. And you can also use all of your things to make your boost auto tech increase damage. So we can even Surf away and make our boost auto tech do more damage. We can do boost auto tech into agility, into eject button. And you can see we do a lot more damage as well. So all of these things will allow us for our boost auto tech to also do more damage. Of course, you don't necessarily want to eject button for it, but using agility backwards is also very nice to just be ready for your next, or like make your boost auto tech do more damage. Now we're just going to analyze some gameplay because it's much, much easier. As I mentioned, we start with Electro Ball, and we're just going to start going towards lane. People usually play Light Screen Solar Beam, but Light Screen Electro Ball just does so much damage early game, and it's also a guaranteed hit. It literally can't get missed, right? So a lot of damage. We have stacking glasses on. I don't necessarily always look for it in the beginning, but you can, if you want to, you can also go straight to the right side and look for some stacks, which we do right here with our Clefairy. We do notice the Absol just going to pass by, and our opponent's out there. And I'm just going to already do some damage right here to this NDD, and put back my light screen, boost auto attack, another Electro Ball goes through, and we're just going to get another stack right here. Again, if you don't go for stacking glasses, you don't have to go for these kind of plays. You can just go Shellbay and just try to get all the last hits that you want. So my Clefairy even helping me there right now. Already very high levels. We look right here. We want to push our opponents away into an Electro Ball. Didn't quite work there, but yeah, if our melees or if our opponents are melees, right, then we just want to push in. Here my Electro Ball was still empowered, going through the light screen, which allows me to get this nice KO Absol. Here I'm just going to switch abilities for some damage. My boosted auto attack didn't lock onto the enemy MEW, sadly, so now I have to be a bit careful. Still got my agility, and I'm just going to try to run away with this as well. You can see already switching abilities is very, very important very early on, just for certain things. It can give you some nice KOs in certain scenarios. Here, the enemy Shifush is going to be very aggressive right now. I'm going back to a light screen Solar Beam for some more damage. And always very important to just reactivate your light screen towards you, because otherwise you miss out on some boosted auto attacks, which is very, very important. So right here, we use light screen, Electro Ball, try to get vision with the boost auto attack right here, and he's going to go down. So we're able to hold on the goal at least a tiny bit. And now we're going to go back to some farming. Never forget to push back or like pull back your light screen. Very, very important. And you also always get a boost auto attack stacker as well. So make sure you don't pull it back when you like at 3 stacks or something, or you miss out on maybe potentially extra boost auto attack. Then you're going for some score. I'm going to push him back with the light screen into a boosted auto attack. And we take an easy KO. Going into Surf Agility now because I just want to stack and not die to the Absol. And I also just want to make sure my moves reset and, you know, starts resetting a cooldown slowly again. Going for some damage here on the Absol, but nothing too bad yet. So you can see Mew's landing phase is very, very good. It's very good. Going for the Surf right here. Slightly bit late. The Absol for some reason is Fluffy Tail, so I couldn't really go for it. We're already at 5 stacks, so don't need more. Switching back into Electro Ball light screen. At this point, you can also start going for Solar Beams, especially when the Ataria spawn if you want to. But yeah, as you can see, we just try to switch our abilities a lot of times to also make our opponents not know what we have next up, you know, because they just saw a Surf Agility, so maybe they think we're still in it. But no, we already switched again to something else. So now we have Ataria spawning. And our jungler's there. Totally fine. We're just going to go for these, looking for that light screen, push our Electro Ball through it, and we get all the small Atarias. He's into a Solar Beam, so he's going to get those one at least. Another empowered Electro Ball flying through, and now I'm switching abilities again to just zone him away, get my last stack, and agility. As soon as you go towards the enemy goal, I just would recommend going for that Surf Agility, just to make sure you can actually start escaping, right? Very, very important. Have another boost auto attack ready right here, looking for the enemy MEW to do some damage on it. There we go. Law of damage traveled. And we go back to our light screen and Electro Ball. So as soon as we go back to our side, we look for some damage, and we're going to this. Pushing a light screen here onto the enemy MEW. Looking for that boost auto attack. A eject button after the MEW, but it sadly was not enough damage through the shield. But yeah, eject button after to get the auto attack ready for the boost auto attack. Sadly not enough, so I'm going to start working on this now. And also, people have been asking me, no, the boost auto attack does not do more damage through the light screen. Switching right here into our Solar Beam, but the enemy MEW was a bit faster. I was kind of waiting, like we didn't have really good odds on winning this because of the enemy Absol, but I could have had better last hitting there as well. I was just a bit too patient on my Solar Beam, and because my light screen wasn't ready. So Solar Beam as well here to steal something away. Solar Beam is great to steal enemy camps away as well, and it's great to get last hits on objectives, which I failed, but the enemy MEW showcased, you know, that you can last hit objectives at least with that Solar Beam. Looking for light screen Electro Ball, looking maybe for some damage right here onto the enemy MEW. Light screen Electro Ball into boost auto attack. Our Lucario is also here, another Electro Ball lands. The MEW is slowed and kind of just zoned away. I don't want to score this 21 necessarily too bad, but I'm just going to break the goal right here. No one of us has more points anyways. On the chase now, still pull back our light screen for boost auto attack. Like in those scenarios right here, we just kind of use a light screen just for a boost auto attack. So I use it once, we get our second, we get our second charge, and then we pull it back to us to get our third charge, and I just try to get into, you know, boost auto attack range of this MEW. Couldn't quite do it. So now we're on the chase, then looking for some Solar Beam maybe instead. Going for a Solar Beam on the Venusaur, it actually missed. And then we do a double light screen again as well, just for another boost auto attack, walking back for more damage, and it's going to KO it. You can see that's how we can use light screen as well in these scenarios right here. I missed sadly my Solar Beam. We just use our light screen twice, and we get 2 stacks of our boost auto attack instantly, and then we can lock it on and, you know, KO our opponents with the boost auto attack instead. So that's what light screen is also great for, just gives us so many more boost auto attacks by using it twice. I'm going back to our left side now, maybe trying to help out our jungler a tiny bit. In these scenarios, it would be good. Like in this scenario, You could also just go into different abilities right here. You could go into Surf Agility, Electro Ball, Light Screen, Agility, whatever you want. Solar Beam is also still fine walking into like, Solar Beam is always just great walking into a fight first, but you can see when we chase down maybe the Blastoise, I decide to go into Electro Ball after doing some Solar Beam damage as well. Looking for the Absol now. Blastoise is still alive. And yeah, the Absol is also going to go down. Still didn't have to use our Unite move yet. Blue buff is also very good on Mew. Mew very does a lot from heavy current reduction. And right here we just switch our abilities to do farming a bit faster. Pick up the blue buff. And now we have 20 seconds for the next objective to spawn. And in these scenarios, after level 10, so when you get to Solar Beam Plus, I would recommend just using Solar Beam much more because of the current reduction, right? It just does a lot of damage. And we do Solar Beam to Light Screen right here, aim it onto the Urshifu, he's going down. Push back our Light Screen, going for the Absol now. Another Solar Beam is gonna hit, and Absol is already dropping super low. The current reduction is just so strong that you at this point in the game want to use more Solar Beam than Electro Ball, but it doesn't mean Electro Ball is necessarily bad either. Here we combine our Boost Auto Take with a Solar Beam hit, take down the enemy Mew, we switch our abilities to an Electro Ball, because I know this could be a different of a fight. Venusaur is running into us, and I just want to make sure that I hit guaranteed damage on this Venusaur. And the execute damage of Electro Ball is going to take him down as well. We push Mew away from us with the Light Screen into Electro Ball, Boost Auto Attack, and he's also going to go down. Going back into an Agility Electro Ball right here. Not sure why. I mean, just do it. I just wanted Agility, maybe for some mobility in case something happens. And we still get engaged on. And now we can just clear top path. Boost Auto Attack, Electro Ball, Agility, making sure we build up our Boost Auto Attacks, another Agility. Next Boost Auto Attack is ready. We can switch abilities again, going into a Solar Beam Light Screen right here for just, you know, some more clear. Blastoise is going very deep for us. We pull back our Light Screen. If we hit a Solar Beam right here, we get another Boosted Auto Attack ready. So we charge on to our opponent. And yeah, he's just about to die right here. I'm not sure what he's exactly doing. Another Solar Beam is going to take him down. Honestly, don't ask me what that guy was doing. I have no idea. Looking for some farming right here. And you can see, even just for farming, it's very important that you use the Boosted Auto Attack, knowing it can pierce white Pokemon. So right here, I use a Light Screen, push this thing back. I have my Boost Auto Attack ready. I Auto Attack this NDD still, pressing B. Then I walk back between this NDD, which means my Boost Auto Attack is also still going to hit this one. And then a Solar Beam on both of these Pokemon. I mean, it's minor things, but this just helps us clear a lot more. And again, as well, Boost Auto Attack longs onto this, but I'm waiting until I'm past this, so it deals damage to both, and I don't have to waste another, you know, time on this one, and I don't lose damage. And we take down this NDD as well. Those are just the small things you can do on Mew to increase your farming as well. Very important here as well, again, the Boost Auto Attack. Try to travel it through both of these white Pokemon, and we also take the blue buff. So just much more, much easier farming, and you waste much less time trying to get those chems down. So right here, just building up a Light Screen, making sure my Boost Auto Attack doesn't run out. Because if I find an opponent right now, I can boost Auto Attack into Solar Beam for a lot of damage. You can see the Blastoise instantly almost disappears, so this is just something you can do. So my Boosted Auto Attack, I know it's almost running out of time right here. You can see the timer of my Boost Auto Attack running out of time. So all I do right here is just do a quick Light Screen to make sure my Boosted Auto Attack stays alive. I walk back a bit so it's still like in this direction because my opponents are probably here and I'm going to be in this position, right? So now we just look for a Boost Auto Attack into Solar Beam for a lot of damage. And right here we lock onto the Blastoise, we do Auto Attack, Boost Auto Attack into Solar Beam on it, and he's going to take a crazy amount of damage right here. Bam. Crazy amounts of damage, and he's going to go down. And now we have another Boost Auto Attack ready, push take my Light Screen into another Solar Beam. And these are the scenarios that are just like so important to understand, you know, where your passives are at. So Boost Auto Attack. And you can see I'm waiting for my Light Screen until my Boosted Auto Attack is out, so I don't lose a Auto Attack counter. So as soon as I press my Boosted Auto Attack, I pull my Light Screen back, and I'm again at 1 out of 3. Into another Solar Beam right here. It hits our opponents, which means I get another Boosted Auto Attack ready as well. And I can already look for the next, you know, some more damage instantly again. So I have my Boost Auto Attack ready. I kind of want to use it maybe a tiny bit. Opponents are very far back though. We use our entire combo. Get another Boosted Auto Attack ready. But yeah, not going to do too much here, sadly. And looking for another Solar Beam into Boost Auto Attack. You can see we do so much damage now. Like, Mew is so hard to play against because it has so much range. It just has so much range. And during the Rayquaza fight, we do want to start with our Solar Beam as well. I would recommend going to a Solar Beam, going for damage on the Venusaur right here, because it's just too much damage. So we start our team fight at Rayquaza with these two moves, and then we can switch to either Light Screen, Electro Ball, Agility, Surf, or Agility and Electro Ball is what I would recommend switching to, depending on how the fight is gonna go. So right here again, very simple again. I just stay around. I just use my Light Screen to get my Boost Auto Attack ready, just in case there's a fight breaking out. I could lose damage if I don't use my Solar Beam through this right now. I mostly might be losing damage. But it's just important, I feel like we have this boosted auto take ready, just in case something happens. Our light screen's almost back up anyways already again. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to disappear right now, so for along 2 seconds, I don't have my light screen up. But it's not a big deal. So looking on with the boost auto take right here. Looking for that Solar Beam and light screen into another boosted auto take onto the Blastoise. And right now we're getting ran over. So I'm just going to use my eject button right here into another Solar Beam. I already could have changed abilities, but I didn't feel like yet. Because the fight was still just starting. And we hit another big Solar Beam right here into boosted auto take. Push back our light screen. And now I'm switching abilities because I'm getting chased down right here. Like in this scenario, the enemies are here. My Urshifu, or then Urshifu is running me down. I'm just going to Electro Ball to slow him down a tiny bit. I still have my Unite move just in case he goes a bit too deep. And I'm trying to click my Electro Ball onto him, push him away with the light screen. Try to get my boost auto takes in between. Here I should have pushed my pulled my light screen a bit faster back. Another Electro Ball goes onto the Venusaur, who's very, very tanky right now. We try to chase him down right here. So I'm going to Surf Agility, I'm just looking for a boost auto take right here. There we go. In these scenarios, you can just go into Agility Surf just to chase someone down. So chasing it right here, my boost auto take is ready. I'm just trying to get in range. Agility, I lock on with my basic attack, and he's gonna go down. He's getting knocked out. Still 1 minute left. Mew has good Rayquaza secure, but it doesn't really have good Rayquaza DPS, so we're still looking for chaos right here. Another agility forward, which gives us another boost auto attack. We can start activating it right here. Still gotta be a bit careful. I'm switching back to light screen Electro Ball, because I know there's gonna be like a 1v2 right here, so I don't want Solar Beam in this scenario. I'd rather just push this guy away and slow him for a lot more and have guaranteed damage. Push back my light screen to me, which means my boost auto attack is ready, which is gonna hit him right now. Bam. And then my team is here to finish him off as well. Now there's still a Mew up here somewhere, so looking for the Mew, light screen, push him away into Electro Ball, and he gets executed as well. And now we could still do Rayquaza, but we have very low damage for it, which is very bad. So we look for some scores right here. Try to walk up, going into Agility Surf just in case something happens. And I still have my Unite move up. I really didn't have to use it much this game yet. Sometimes it's just, like, you can use it aggressively, but in solo queue you can also just use it, if you really are in danger, you start using it if you're going to go down. That's why Mew is so hard to actually catch sometimes. Trying to zone for my Lucario right here. Like in this scenario, I'm just pressing my Unite move now, just to be safe, going to light screen Electro Ball, and just doing some damage onto the enemy Absol. Have another boost auto take ready, and this gets destroyed. And again, I'm going to try to replay this fight a bit slower. So, I have a boost auto take ready right now. I'm using on the Absol, right? And now I'm pressing Unite move. I also get one more counter here. And then we switch to light screen Electro Ball. I use my light screen Electro Ball onto the Absol, which gives me a boost auto attack because I was at 1. Those 2 give me 2. And then I use my basic attack onto Mew. Actually, I did a mistake right here. I should have just auto-attacked him first, then pull back my light screen. I would have had more ready as well. But yeah, we lock onto him. Light screen is still here. My Electro Ball is going to go through it. And then Mew gets absolutely obliterated. A late game Mew with light screen Electro Ball does crazy amounts of damage. And that's pretty much it. Looking again for it right here. Zoning him, pushing back my light screen. Another thing on him, I switch my abilities very fast. Go into a Surf. Agility, and you can see he just can't even catch us. Mew is so slippery. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. I hope it was helpful, because Mew has a lot of things going on. If you guys want to see the damage numbers of this game as well. And we also have a Buzzwole guide coming up. I will also make another Greninja guide, so I hope you guys are looking forward to them. And if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you guys if you like the video and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye!